There once was a kingdom where bells rang golden every morning, where fountains splashed silver water at noon, and where laughter echoed through the markets from dawn to dusk. Everyone in the land was happy. Everyone except the princess. Princess Elara had never once, in all her life, smiled. Not a giggle, not a chuckle, not even the tiniest twitch of her lips. People tried everything. Funny faces, silly songs, juggling with turnips, even dressing goats in hats. Nothing worked. Her face stayed still, calm as a frozen lake. And so she became known throughout the world as the princess who never smiled. Her father, King Haldan, loved her dearly, but each night when the torches dimmed, he would sigh to his advisors. How can a kingdom be truly happy if my own daughter has never known joy? He promised a reward to anyone who could make her smile. Half the kingdom, a chest of gold, and a feast in their honor. And oh, the people came. Acrobats tumbled through the palace halls. Poets recited verses so sweet they made grown men cry. Clowns tumbled into mud puddles and pies. But still, the princess never smiled. What no one knew was this. Elara longed to laugh. She wanted to smile until her cheeks ached like the other children. But her heart felt heavy, as if weighed down by something she couldn't name. When people performed before her, she would nod politely, but inside, she felt alone. Everyone wanted to win the king's prize. No one really cared about her. So she sat at her window each evening, looking out across the meadows, wondering if she would ever feel joy. The contestants who tried. The years passed and travelers came from far and wide to try their luck. A famous knight balanced on his shield while juggling apples and singing. A clever fox tamer brought 3 foxes dressed as noblemen to dance a jig. A wizard made fireworks bloom in the air, spelling out "smile" in glittering sparks. The court roared with laughter, but the princess inly bowed her head. And the people began to whisper, "Maybe she will never smile at all." The poor boy named Tomas. Then one day, a poor boy named Tomas came to the palace gates. He was no knight, no wizard, no lord. He worked in the fields, carrying water and mending fences. "I'd like to try," he told the guards. They laughed at him, but word of the contest meant anyone could enter, so they let him in. Tomas didn't have magic tricks or polished speeches. All he had was himself. When he stood before the princess, he didn't bow or perform. Instead, he said gently, "Princess, do you know why you haven't smiled? It's because everyone is trying to perform for you, but nobody has just talked to you." The princess blinked. This was new. Tomas sat down cross-legged on the marble floor, and to everyone's horror, he began to tell a story. Not a polished royal story, just a simple one, about how he once fell into a pond chasing a runaway goose. He acted it out, flapping his arms, tripping over his own feet, squealing like the goose itself. The princess pressed her lips together. For the first time, her eyes sparkled. Then Tomas told how the goose honked so loudly it scared the farmer's pigs, who knocked over the laundry line, leaving him standing in the mud wearing a pair of bloomers on his head. And right then, like sunlight breaking through storm clouds, Princess Elara laughed. Not just a tiny smile, she laughed so hard her crown slipped sideways and tears rolled down her cheeks. The whole court froze in silence. Then they erupted into cheers so loud the castle shook. King Haldan rushed forward, tears in his eyes. He cried, "At last, the kingdom is whole again." He kept his promise. Tomas was given gold and honor, but more importantly, the princess asked him to stay as her friend. From that day on, the palace rang with her laughter. She laughed at jokes, at stories, at silly mistakes, and sometimes for no reason at all, just because she finally could. And so the princess who never smiled became the princess who smiled often. Moral: happiness isn't about riches or tricks. Sometimes all it takes is someone who truly sees you and makes you feel less alone.